Today is a fun video upcycling some tin cans and maybe some of those mismatched skillet and pot lids you've got laying around the kitchen. All right, my name's Robin. Let's get our craft on. I had a sweet viewer request that I make a scarecrow using tin cans. Now, tin cans are something that we all usually have laying around the house. So, this is what I'm doing. I applied 2 coats of my orange mixture. I like a really rusty, deep colored orange. I don't care for the brighter colors. I applied 2 coats of that paint, and once it was dry, I'm going to attach the body and the head using some Fix-All adhesive and some hot glue. I set that aside and began to work on his hat. I didn't have a can that would look right for a hat, so I grabbed a lid off of a spray paint can. I cut down 2 pieces of thin cardboard that I'm going to use for the rim, and I just traced out the hat onto the cardboard so I'd know where to position it. I then just hot glued the 2 pieces of cardboard together, and I will later give it 1 coat of apple barrel territorial beige, even though I don't show it. And I do go back and trim up all the edges of my cardboard into a nice clean circle. To cover the hat, I took some burlap looking ribbon and just hot glued that all the way around the hat. I'm so excited to be collabing with my friend May from Craft Away with May. Oh, y'all are going to, if you don't know her, you're going to love her. And her wonderful friend Jenny from Lovely Moments Creating, who is so very talented. If you don't know who these ladies are, please go by and check out their channels. I'll have them linked in the description box below. And if you are coming over from one of their channels, welcome. My name is Robin, and I'm so glad you've joined me around my craft table today. We have all got some scarecrow ideas to share with you all. So, back to my hat. Once I had the ribbon glued around the hat, I made some little slits in the overhang because this is just going to make it lay down better onto the top, and I'm just using some hot glue to do that. This gives it a nice finished look without all the little weird creases and little lumpy bumpies, so to speak. I took more of that same scrap ribbon, glued it on top, and used my scissors to trim it up all nice and neat. We got a nice looking hat going on here, y'all. I then glued the hat down to the brim, and I did paint the brim even though it was cardboard, and we are going to cover it up. So anyway, um I'm a little extra sometimes. I'm just going to add him some hair, and I'm using some just little pieces of hula skirt and some raffia. Now, as you see there, I did add some braided jute to the brim of his hat and to the top of his hat. That just finished it off and covered up all the little uglies. Now, the fun part, painting on the faces of the scarecrows. I actually just looking at so many pictures online, I don't know. I just remembered this one, and it's really easy. I drew 2 half ovals, I guess, for his eyes, and am just yeah, making a little squiggly mouth. I gave him some eyebrows, a little accent under his eyes. Um there's really nothing to it. I'm not like a painter. Believe me, when it I do good to paint the cans, y'all. The faces, I don't know. I just try. And that's that's what I want to encourage y'all to do. You know, you don't know what you can do until you try. I took a really thin paintbrush and, uh, ugh, y'all, I'll spit it out in a minute. Painted out a little skinny triangle nose, and then I'm gonna fill it in with that same paint that I used on the body. Now we're gonna fill in the hat and give him some, decorations, so I'm, going to glue down some moss all the way around the top, add a little sunflower. I think I got that one from Dollar Tree a minute ago. I took a scrap piece of fabric, folded it in half, glued it together, and this is going to be his little scarf, and that's going to cover up all that glue. So don't worry about that, it's not going to show. And I just used tiny bits of hot glue to secure that little scarf around his neck, tied it into a double knot, and then trimmed off the excess from that. I cut out two little pieces of burlap, grabbed two wood buttons because, he needs to look snazzy, glued those onto his body, and I think he turned out so super cute. You guys let me know what you think about this one. And to the viewer that requested the tin can scarecrow, I hope you enjoyed this DIY. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. If you got a cabinet full of lids but no pots to go with them, then this one's for you. Grab a couple of them and take them outside and give them a coat of spray paint to start. I didn't take any measurements for any of these hats that I'm going to be making because, what you use will be a different size than what I used. But I just cut off a piece of burlap from this big roll that I had, and I'm using my Fabri-Tac glue to make the rim of this first scarecrow's little hat. I made this so much more harder than it had to be, y'all. I know there's easier ways to make scarecrow hats, but this is the way I did the first one. The second one is easier, I promise. And I, you know, don't make fun of my little hat. I worked hard on this hat. Oh me. But I like to make the hats and put the hair on before I ever draw the faces. It just gives me a better uh, visual of where to put anything, but you all do it how you feel comfortable doing it. If you're a regular here around my craft table, welcome back. I'm glad you decided to join me again. If you are new here, hi, welcome to the channel and all the craziness. And if you're coming over from the Uta Essentials DIY Crafters Challenge, a big welcome to you guys as well. And I hope you'll decide to stick around a while, hit that subscribe button, and give this video a big old thumbs up. Personally, I love using the hula skirts from the Dollar Tree to make the hair for the scarecrows because it comes attached already to a piece of jute and it's braided into these neat little sections. So it makes it real easy to attach to your projects. Now, in this case, I'm going to be using the super glue fix all adhesive because I am working with metal here, and we all know the struggles of working with metal and hot glue. And I really want this to stay. I want this to be able to be hung on someone's door or maybe on a covered porch area, because I do plan on selling this. But I do this process all the way across, hold it in place with some clamps, give it a chance to set up, and then we'll move on to the next step. So I took my hat and am now gluing down the brim using that fix all adhesive and little dabs of hot glue going over the top of the hair. And y'all, I'm not kidding. I'm so ashamed of my hat. I don't know. I know y'all can do it better than me, but yeah, it's comedy errors. So as you see, if you look at the where the burlap meets the lid, I've got it clamped down because I glued down those ends. I trimmed off what wasn't necessary, and I just glued it down to the pot. And by this point, I was ready to sew this hat up, so to speak. So I went on ahead and I stuffed it with some dryer sheets and some the burlap that I cut off, some raffia pieces that I'd cut off, just whatever I could find. I'm like, let's sew this puppy up. I then took some longer straps of the strips of the raffia, tied it in the center, folded it over, and then this is what's going to be sticking out of the top of this little scarecrow's hat, such as it ends up looking. So I gather it there and tie it off with a piece of jute, just making several little knots. Finally, the fun part. Now, this one, for this face, I did have a little picture that I was going by, and I've never tried anything like this before. So I traced my eyes out in pencil first. And y'all know me, I love using my paint markers. So all I'm going to do is trace out the little eye features using the marker first. And then I step outside my comfort zone and go in and use an actual paintbrush. As I said, I am looking at a picture doing this one, but it's really simple. It's just two big half ovals and some little lines and dots, and but if you don't feel comfortable doing it this way, then pull up an image on your computer or your laptop, take a piece of copy paper, hold that up there to your screen, trace it out with a pen or a pencil, and then flip that paper over, take a pencil, and just scribble over the back of your design, and you can transfer it to your project using that method if you don't want to try to freehand it. But trust me, if I can do this, anybody can do this. I'm actually kind of enjoying making these little scarecrow faces. I hate to actually stop crafting for fall because it to me it's way too early to start crafting for Christmas, but you guys let me know what you think down below in the comments. Um should I start Christmas with the next video? Should I wait? You know, let me know your thoughts on that because to me, 1st of October is just too early for Christmas, in my opinion. Or maybe I'm just being a Scrooge. Oh, for those of y'all that don't know, I entered a DIY crafter small creator contest, and the voting is still open in that contest. It'll be open for about another 2 weeks. And myself, along with five other very talented creators, were the six chosen to compete. So, if you would like to go and vote and cheer on all of us, I will leave all the information down in the description box below. And I would truly appreciate your support. And I know the other creators would as well. We are all small channels, we're all crafters. So, there are 6 videos for y'all to watch. And I appreciate y'all in advance. You know I do so, so much. Just adding a few more little finishing touches there to her mouth. She is so adorable. You guys be sure to let me know what you think about her. I think she's so, so, so sweet. Gives me lots of ideas for Christmas. Just saying. Okay, I spared y'all from making me watch put down the hair and the hat. You can thank me later. Just kidding, kidding. Okay, this is obviously my smaller uh lid to, I don't know, a pot. I have no idea how long it had been in my cabinet, but at any rate, I'm doing a different face this time, and again, I'm looking at a picture that I found online, and these are kind of, I don't know what I would call, I don't know, soulful eyes when I get done. Maybe I don't know. They're not really sad. Maybe she's sad because she knows her job is over, that, harvest season's over pretty much. So she knows she's lost her job. Maybe she's sad. I don't know. I make up the goofiest stories. Anyway, I will say this in all seriousness. I did spray paint both of these lids, and they were very, very easy to scratch. And I guess I had it coming because I swiped some of my husband's uh, camouflage colored spray paint. It is Rust-Oleum, but I think where I messed up is I should have maybe either sanded the lids first, or maybe put on an extra coat of primer, because handling these things, I had to be really careful, because if I even just thought about accidentally scratching that paint, I mean, it would scratch. You hear what I'm saying? Because I mean, it scratched really, really easy, but it kind of adds to the character. I want them to look whimsical and, country and, that whole thing. So, um, now, when these have had a chance to set up and cure for a few days, I will go back in and give them at least 2 to 3 coats of a clear coat spray, just to seal everything in. Now, I know y'all are sitting here looking and you're like, what did this woman do to this poor scarecrow's hair? Yeah, I cut it just a little bit too short. But it's nothing I can't go back in and fix later. At this point, I was over dealing with hair and hats, and I just wanted to paint. As weird as that sounds. I'm even giving her a different little shape to her mouth. I mean, you can give these such a personality. Everyone doesn't have to look the same. And like I said, I'm coming up with, y'all know what I'm thinking about for Christmas. If you've been here for any time at all on my channel, you know what my favorite thing to make during Christmas time is. So if you know what my favorite thing is to craft during Christmas is, drop it in the comments below. Let's see who's still with me at this part of the video. I hope you all are, and I hope you have enjoyed it, because I enjoyed making these DIYs for you guys. I had a lot of fun doing the painting. The hats, not so much, but we won't dwell on that. We'll just keep on going. So, flood the comment box. What is it I love to make more than anything for Christmas and wintertime? All right, so I thought green would be so pretty just for eyes. I don't know why. So I'm using the apple barrel color in Kelly green for part of her eyes. And I just love this face. I'm sorry I messed your hair up, girlfriend, but you know, I'll fix it. I'll fix it. All right. So, if you have enjoyed this video today, I so hope you did. Please give this video a thumbs up and share it out with a friend or a family member that would need some inspiration. That would be greatly appreciated, and it helps to put this video in front of more people like yourselves that need inspiration. So I'm just using now actually it's Folk Art multi-service paint. It's great. I love this paint. It works on glass, metal, wood. So I'm just adding some little dots to her eyes, some little highlights with that white. It goes on so, so smooth. Y'all, I love it. And don't get too hung up if you decide to recreate these for anything, not just scarecrows. Let's just say any other kind of um seasonal character. Don't get too hung up on the handle part because that can be easily changed out. Most of them will come undone with a screw, and you could put on like a cabinet knob or a handle, whatever you wanted. But here is my last little hardworking girl scarecrow, just adding some flowers to her little hat. I love the colors in the hat. And here they all are. You guys, please let me know what you think down in the comments. I truly appreciate y'all sitting around my craft table today. And thank you again for getting this channel to now just a little over 6,500 subscribers. I do have a goal to reach 10,000 subscribers by December 31st. So sharing, liking, commenting, definitely subscribing will help out in that goal. And until next time, y'all go get your craft on. Bye.